A Peoria tattoo artist is facing allegations, including sexual assault of an underage girl, inappropriate behavior towards employees, and unsanitary working conditions at his studio. Years later, several alleged victims are now speaking out against him. We do want to warn you, some of the details of this investigation could be disturbing for some. John has been digging deeper into this story. And John, what have you found?
Yeah, that's right, Rashawn. We were actually tipped off earlier last month about hundreds of comments online responding to posts about this man, Mario Davis, the owner of tattoo shop In Capital in Peoria. This image is actually from a previous offense. Many of those overlapped in their claims, though. Underage tattooing, unwanted messaging, and improper operation of his studio. And when I sat down with 4 people willing to come forward, the details ended up going deeper than we could have imagined. McKenna Vinson was 15 years old in 2016 when she wanted to get her first tattoo. At the time, her friends said a local Peoria artist, Mario Davis, was willing to tattoo girls under 18 years old. He was 25. Vinson says she went to Davis's house to get the work done around mid-afternoon alone. While waiting for her friend to pick her up after, Vinson says Davis started asking if she would stay to have drinks and dinner. She said no multiple times. That's when, she says, Davis turned physical.
He raped me, and the entire time I had told him that I wasn't comfortable with it. It wasn't a consensual agreement. The only way that I actually got out of it was I told him that I had to go to the bathroom, and if he didn't stop, that I would have urinated right there.
After escaping, Vincent says she and her mother reported the incident to the Peoria Police Department. A redacted version of the report shows during an investigation, Davis told officers he knew Vincent was underage and thought she had her parents' permission to get a tattoo. He also denied sexual assault. The report says investigators dropped the assault charge after looking at messages between the two. Davis was arrested on and pled guilty to a single charge of tattooing a minor. It's the only charge related to underage tattooing on his criminal record in Peoria County. Vincent says the aftermath of the assault was an invalidating experience.
They decided that based off of the conversation that we had, that they felt that it wasn't I guess, good enough evidence in order to charge him with it, which I don't feel is even, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
8 years later, Davis is becoming a topic of conversation online. Some users are sharing similar experiences of him soliciting sex when they tried to get a tattoo. Private message conversations obtained by 25 News reveal other claims, including unsolicited sexual advances and not finishing work after having them rejected.
I think now, because there's so many people talking about it, that it's actually becoming a bigger deal. Unfortunately, it should have been back then.
One anonymous Central Illinois tattoo studio co-owner says many clients come to their business from Davis's studio. They say the clients share what happens to them at In Capital.
They immediately wanted his artwork off of them because it reminded them of the horrible experience that they had. They don't have to be reminded every day of that ugly scar.
The co-owner went to the East Peoria Police Department to request a complaint, but officers told them they couldn't file an official report since they were an advocate, not an actual victim. The co-owner also tried to file complaints directly to the Illinois Department of Public Health. The last they heard from IDPH was an investigation was underway, but after following up multiple times, no details were provided.
It's been a long time coming. Nobody wanted to stand up for all of the victims that were coming forward.
We filed Freedom of Information Act requests with all law enforcement entities mentioned by our sources regarding any reports linked to Davis. We received one report back from the Peoria Police Department verified to be McKenna Vinson's. We also asked if there were any open investigations into Mario Davis and or In Capital, and were told there were none. We followed up nearly 2 weeks later, and they responded by saying an investigation was open with no further comment.
That's not how we want our industry to be represented. We are very caring, comfortable people, and we would like our public to be comfortable.
Now, after a FOIA request to the State Health Department, one complaint was returned. This one right here. It was filed in 2021 by the same anonymous tattoo shop co-owner that I spoke with. From an April 22nd inspection, findings show the studio does not have a current body art permit and hasn't for 2 years. Some artists do not have current bloodborne pathogen training, and stations do not have sharps containers. Mario Davis himself was interviewed for that inspection, and In Capital now has until the 24th of May to comply this year.